Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Goldie and this is the Lazy Ballerina Club, and I am just going to address my nails at the top of the video because I am just as horrified as you are. Should we get a close-up? Oh my god. Down to film this video today. It is currently August 15th. The month of August is a very stressful time if you are a ballet dancer, and it's even more stressful if you are about to start your first professional ballet contract. I'm sure you have a lot of questions and there are a lot of unknowns. On this channel, I try to help you as much as possible, so I thought it was the perfect time to sit down and reflect on all of the things I had no idea about before I started my professional contract. Whether you are about to start a company contract or you're just curious and you've stumbled upon this video today, stay along for the ride. It's gonna be a good time, and let's just get into all of the things I wish I knew before I started my contract. The first thing I wrote down on my sweet little list was how sore, tired, and how truly difficult being a part of a ballet company was actually going to be. This is something that you really can't prepare for. Even season after season, that first week back, or even those first couple of weeks back, are without a doubt the most painful, the most tiring, most mentally draining, physically exhausting weeks of your life. And it doesn't matter how many classes you did on your layoffs, or how many Pilates classes, or if you were in the gym every single day. Nothing really prepares you for standing in point shoes for 6 to 8 hours every single day. It's not typically like a natural thing that people choose to do on their off time. I will say I have learned a trick or two to minimize the pain as much as possible. I would put my feet in an ice bucket after every single night those first 2 weeks. Some dancers do that like every single night, even like during the season. I'm not like that. I kind of just did it when I had to. Also, blister prevention, and I learned that the hard way as well. Maybe I'll throw up some pictures of what my feet looked like the first couple of weeks at my first job. If you're anything like me, as soon as you get a blister, you're kind of like out of the game. And I don't know how people do it. Some of my friends would have these like huge blisters bleeding out of their point shoes, and they would like pretend like everything's fine. I'm not like that. I definitely had to learn how to prevent blisters, and that kind of like goes along with the like point shoe conversation. Make sure your shoes fit your feet, because if you are in the wrong shoes, that is when you get blisters, that is when you get bruised toenails. And make sure you are airing out those feet so you don't get corns. If you get a corn that first week of rehearsals, RIP. The next thing I wrote down kind of goes along with the pain prevention, taking care of your body conversation, and that is the importance of cross-training. I was a dancer that had a personal trainer the whole time I was in a ballet company, and for me, that was the best thing for my body. When I was dancing in a company, I had like terrible back spasms and I had a bulging disc. I tried to figure out how to manage it, but at the end of the day, my muscles around my back were just weak, because in ballet, we only work certain muscles. I felt like I had to strengthen all of the muscles around my other muscles, so my back wouldn't go out into a spasm every 3 seconds. I loved being in the gym, I loved lifting weights, but every single person's different. Other people like to do yoga every single day, or they find a Pilates class that works for them, or gyrotonics. There are so many amazing options for cross-training, and I don't think I realized the importance of it until I was in a ballet company and my body was hurting. I felt weak in other places, and I was looking around the room, and some people were able to do certain things that I wasn't able to do. And it honestly was all about cross training. I'm not telling you to wake up at 4 in the morning and go to the gym before your 8-hour day of rehearsal. I am telling you that if you find a way to take care of your body that feels best for you outside of the studio, whether that's yoga, Pilates, stretching, swimming, lifting weights, whatever, you gotta figure it out on your own. It will only help your ballet, your rehearsals, your performances, and your endurance and injury prevention. That is something I wish I could tell every single dancer starting out. I would watch all of like the senior company members, and they all had amazing pre-class routines, like warming up their bodies. They also had post-class, like cooling down routines, stretching, exercises that maybe the PT gave them. It truly made a night and day difference in my dancing and like my mental health. What's that Legally Blonde quote? Like, people who work out and that are happy, like happy people just don't kill people. So if you are happy and taking care of your body in the gym and working out and getting those endorphins, you're not gonna kill anyone in the studio the next day when you're tired and sore. Speaking of killing people in the studio, this is another thing that I wish I knew before starting in my professional company, was the importance of having a life outside of that professional company. It's so easy to put all of your eggs in that ballet basket. So all of your friends are naturally gonna be your company members. All of the parties are the company parties. Don't get me wrong, I was at every company party, I was right there, I was having the time of my life. And at the same time, it could be really suffocating. We are all fighting for the same role and company spot and contracts and performance opportunities. If your only circle is the company circle, the boundaries of life, work, competition, all of that gets very blurred very quickly. The other thing that I wish I knew before I started as a professional dancer is the sweet little political game that happens in ballet companies. You never know who grew up with the artistic director, or whose teacher danced with your director, or which choreographer has already worked with the dancer, or whatever. Kind of like sitting in your apartment thinking like, how the F did this girl get this role, or how in the world did this guy get a contract and I didn't? All of those fun little games are very present in your company life. You can't really control the politics, but you can control how you deal with the politics, and you can control yourself. Sometimes when someone gets promoted or they get the role that you wanted and you can't make any sense of it, and then you remember, oh, they grew up dancing with this choreographer, or maybe they donated some cash to the company. It makes a little more sense in your brain, and it doesn't make it right, and it doesn't make it better or easier to digest, but it kind of gives you an answer to why things are happening the way that they are. Along with politics comes seniority in a company, and this is something that's super important for new professional dancers. So if you are a second company member, or this is your first professional contract in the main company, I wish I knew how serious the seniority is in ballet companies. That is like the bar spot conversation. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you are a lucky person in this world. If you take the senior member's bar spot on the first day, it's not gonna be a fun season for you, unfortunately. Think about it in their shoes. They're probably 30, 32, 33. They've done all of these principal roles. They've been in this company for over a decade, and these sweet second company members come in, or the sweet apprentices, 19, 20-year-olds, and they are just eager and excited, and they want to be at the front of the studio, right in the director's face. And if you are not aware of the seniority in the studio or in the company, it might be a rude awakening for you, when you realize that the whole company hates you because you've taken everybody's bar spots and like pissed off all of the principal dancers. I'm sitting here on my couch, like removed from the ballet world a little bit, and I can hear myself, and it is crazy, but it's also a real thing. Just lay low for a sec. Don't worry, you'll have your moment. Just let the principals do their thing and you can learn the ropes behind them. Another major thing I wish I focused on before getting into a company was to discover my artistry as a dancer. We are so focused on technique, and then you get into a company and the director is looking at you and screaming at you that you look like a robot and there's no artistry and you're just not dancing. It could be really, really, really challenging to change how you dance right when you get in a company. I always felt like I wish I worked on that a little bit more at my year-round school, or even just like put thought into it. What kind of dancer do I want to be? How do I want to dance? How can I express myself in my movement that makes me unique to the next girl that I'm dancing with in the company? Even though you're probably going to be in the core for a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 5 years. You want to find your quality of dancing that separates you from the core, that your artistic director can look at you and be like, wow, she is actually dancing instead of just doing the steps and having perfect technique but being like dead inside as you have perfect technique. And that's kind of like the perfect segue into my last thing that I wish I knew before joining a professional ballet company, and that is just to like go for it. Go for it with your full being, heart, energy, because that is why you have worked all your entire life for this moment. You are finally in a company, you finally got your first contract, and this is the time to really go for it. If I could give you any advice, new professional ballet dancers or to aspiring professional ballet dancers, it is just to go for every opportunity that is presented to you. Your company life and your ballet career is so short. I might sound like I'm contradicting myself with the seniority thing and respect and all of that stuff, but there's a way to respect the senior dancers and respect their space and all of that stuff, and work on everything that you want to work on and try your hardest and put yourself out there and let your director know that you care and you want to go for it, because life is too short and your ballet career is even shorter. Don't be scared. Just dance and live and enjoy every single step of the way. Even if you fuck up, because you are going to mess up. That's just like a given. You are going to fall. You are going to forget the choreography. You are going to be unprofessional sometimes. But you don't want to look back on your season and regret things that you didn't go for, or not get your contract renewed because your director never got to know you in the studio as a person who has a personality and makes artistic choices in their dancing and all of that stuff that goes into being a company dancer. I mean, there are about 5,000 other things I wish I knew before starting in a professional ballet company, but those were the few things that came to mind right away. And again, I said this in the beginning of the video, but if I could just help a single person starting in a company, then I've done my job. It's a stressful time, it's an exciting time. You're going to be okay, everything's gonna be fine. You might be sore, your toenails will probably fall off, but it will be so exciting and it'll all be worth it. And I just hope that some of the things I talked about in this video can help you through your ballet journey. So like always, if you've enjoyed this video, go subscribe down below, like this video, and I will see you later. Bye guys.